Hey guys, welcome to another update video. This is Big D at Big D Models coming at you. Today I thought I would shoot a little video and give you an update of where I'm at with my Too Fast, Too Furious model. Once again, I'm not going to go with the typical box art. Today instead I thought I would critique my own model. I think as a model maker, it's very important that you go back, look at your own builds, and kind of critique them, and go through what you did right, what you did wrong. I think that's very important, to let other people see the builds, and maybe they can learn from your mistakes, and vice versa. So let's get right into it here. As you can see, the scratch build I did here with the stability bars, or the clacker bars, if you will. There's no U-bolts holding them in. There's no U-bolts. It's just glued on there. That's all I did, was just glue it on there. It's something I wanted to go back and fix, but I haven't done it. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I'm not for sure. But it's on both of them. There's no U-bolts holding them in. And on the homemade shocks here, let me zoom this in real quick. When I beefed up the rear end here, as you can see, there's no plug here. There's no end cap. It's just kind of leaning there and glued in. I didn't do it for the back here as well, and it's on both of them. There's no end cap. There's no plug, and let's see here. On the inside, it's not as clean as I wanted. When I scratch built these, I didn't get this very clean in there. It's got some leftover residue, leftover plastic that I just didn't clean out very good. And I thought I'd share that with you. There's some other things here I want to go over real quick here. As far as lifting the rear end here, let me get into that real quick here. This rear end is the same square stock as this. It's the same kind of square styrene. I just cut off a small piece, and I kind of nonchalantly stuck it over the riser back there. This light will get in there. I'm not sure if I can get the light right, but you can kind of see how that is. And then I just pretty much glued the leaf spring on there. You can see it's just kind of stuck on there. It's just a square piece of styrene, and the leaf spring is just glued to it, and that's what that was. So I thought I'd give you a quick little insight how I did it. And I put the decals on there to kind of draw the eye away from not having the U-bolt. Plus it makes it look a little bit stylish, the RT. Put some decals on the transmission. It really draws the eye, from picking out all the detail. Plus the tires themselves, I didn't weather the tires. I didn't scuff them down. I didn't make it have that used look. So there's definitely some rookie mistakes. My glue points. Let me zoom this in one more time. My glue points are really kind of messy here. If you can see right in here, this glue point, it's not very clean, And again, it's on both of them. It's something I really should have went back and cleaned up. And I just didn't do it, For the sake of argument, I probably should go back and clean them up, but, part of modeling is learning. We learn from our mistakes. We learn from other people's mistakes, and that's what modeling is all about. We're going to move up to the front end of the car here. Give that a quick zoom in, and we'll go over that real quick. Now, there are some fingerprints in the paint. I got kind of hands-on and touchy with wet paint, and that's a big no-no. Once again, there's some glue marks that I'm really not happy with when I put this in. And I'm not happy with the way the tires turned out. Again, I should have weathered the tires. The oil pan has some yucky spots on it. I should have cleaned that up. Again, I was trying to do a better build, but I didn't do a better build. I just kind of got lackadaisical, rookie mistakes. You get excited when you see it coming together, and you get complacent, And that's what happened. I didn't, I got a lot of flaws here. Thought I'd share them with you. But it definitely looks the part. I do like the color contrast of it. I think that part came out good. The blue and the flat aluminum, that looks pretty good. Now we're going to go up to the motor here. And we're going to go over the motor and kind of critique that. Let me see if I can get this to a better angle. Here you guys go. Perfect. All right, let's go over the motor real quick. When I did the wiring, as I stated in my other video, I haven't wired in quite some time. I just drilled the hole and put the wires in there. They're not glued. They're just loosely set in there. I didn't want to run the risk of leaving glue marks, so I left enough wire so I could shove the wires in there, and just get them in there. I didn't paint this black, which I should have. The wire looms on here turned out good. All this is bare metal foil. I pulled the wires taut. I put 4 wires together, pulled them tight, and then I put bare aluminum foil on here, which gives it that look. All right, and you can see it pretty good. It gives it that like a harness look. It gives it that wire harness look. One thing I do like about this is I had a decal left when I did my F-14 Tomcat. I put a jet intake danger right here. I think that really fits the part. Most normal people wouldn't do it, but then again, it's my model. I like it. I'm going to keep it, It looks really good. I like it, so it's going to stay. The belt, as you can see on the belt, it's I didn't clean up the belt. I'm not sure what happened there. I got complacent again. Rookie mistakes, man. Rookie mistakes. I tried to use a decal for the belt. Like on some belts, when you get a new belt, you'll have that tape on it, and it'll spin around until it wears out. Well, I tried to put that on there. It faded. It got worn. It just didn't look right, It was yellow, and that's all the decal that I had. I should have did a better job with that. Let's switch this around here to the other side. Forgive me if I'm out of focus here. Let me get that turned around for you. Here we go. All right, we're zoomed in. I did put some decals on the oil pan here. I like how that turned out. Again, I got the wire loom in here. That looked pretty good. Again, these aren't glued in. They're not fixed in. I put a yellow wire here just to give it that look, a different contrast. From the orange to the yellow, I'm not really mechanically inclined, so to speak. I'm not a motorhead, so, I just put it on there for decorations, to be honest with you, to make it look good. And that's about it. I'm sure the real motor doesn't have just a big yellow cord, going through there, Let me see if I can't come back out here. Again, I just put, some fittings on here, what I have in stock, For the most part, it does look okay. It looks good. It's not the worst I've ever done. But I do like to critique my own models, and it's something I'm going to start doing when I do make my videos to let you know where I'm at. No one's perfect when you build these models, but they do look the part. It looks good overall, And that's where I'm at. I still have a few things from the front to the back I got to address and take care of. Some minor cosmetic things. But now let's move on to the body here. Let me pull that out. Let me swing in the body. And this is what I got going on with the body here, with the paint job. And let's first of all start off with the hood here. The paint job on this just turned out phenomenal. I love the color. This is a metallic gray. It's from Tamiya. I love Tamiya products. I've always used them ever since I started. I just picked a brand out of a hat, and that's the one I went with was Tamiya. I use Tamiya products all the time. They don't sponsor me. They don't give me anything, which I don't expect them to. I just like their products. It's easy to work with. It's an easy color code combination. I love Tamiya paints. I can't say enough about them. Here's the hood. It turned out almost perfect. It's almost a flawless paint job. There is just a touch of orange peel on here, just a hair, dude, but not enough to warrant wet sanding. I used U-Paul for the 2K clear coat system, and that is a regular car clear coat. It's for a regular automobile clear coat. I like to use U-Paul when I do my modeling. So if I had to sand this, which I probably won't, I could sand this, no problem at all, and not worry about burn through. That's the beauty of it, okay? So I'm using a regular car clear coat. So when I use stuff like Plastic X here, let me show you my Plastic X. So when I use a product like Plastic X for a real car, I get a real finish and I get real results, you know. That's how I do it, you know. And of course, I didn't spray the back end. I might do a bare metal foil on the hood here. I might not. I just might do a wet wash or a weathering on here. But the hood turned out perfect. I mean, almost perfect. I mean, it's got a great shine. Look at that. That's what that U-Paul does, man. It gives you, and it's a hard candy shell, man. I wish they had field of vision where you could feel this. I mean, it's a hard candy finish. That's a hard plastic coat, clear coat, man. I mean, dude, I could probably key this, take a key down it, and it wouldn't scratch. I'm not saying I'm going to do it, but you know what I'm saying? It's got, and this is one coat. It's one coat. I mean, it's not heavy. It's just one coat of U-Paul. That's what it is. I was going to put 3. Thank God I didn't, because it'd be too heavy. And and it hasn't been waxed or buffed or nothing. That's just, you know, I did it. It dried, and I'm shooting a video. You know, I didn't buff it out or nothing. So anyway, that's the hood. Turned out good. However, I couldn't reduplicate that same thing for the car. Yes, it has a shine, but it's got orange peel on it. And I didn't change the settings on my gun, but I got orange peel on my car. I just don't understand why and how that happened. I mean, if I got the results on the hood really good, then shouldn't that transfer over to the car? I mean, I didn't change any of the settings on my gun, and my little cup was full, you know. There was plenty in there. I didn't do anything different, but again, I got orange peel. I got specks all over it. I'm going to have to go in and do some wet sanding for sure, which is not going to be a big deal. Wet sanding is, I've taken to wet sanding like a duck takes to water. If you catch my meaning. I'm not the best at it, but I'm pretty good at it. It is a little heavy in some spots, but that was one coat. So you can imagine if I would have put 3 coats on here, you know, that buildup would have been just god-awful, right? But it does have orange peel. And I'm going to have to wet sand it. It's not going to be a problem. I'm not going to lose any luster or shine. But anyway, the car, the paint came out good. It came out great. I like the color. It's a flat aluminum, which is really good. I do want to bring this to your attention here. On the back end here, and this is my fault, when I was scuffing it down here to get it ready for paint, I gouged it in a couple of places. I was going to put some milliput on there and fill them in and smooth it out and do some body work to it, but, you know, I'm not that good at body work. I just ain't, you know, I know it's a simple fix. You put milliput on here, a very small amount, smooth it in, sand it, and you're good to go. But it seems like every time I use that stuff, I leave a fingerprint or some kind of thumbprint. You know, these are just rookie problems I got to fix and create fixes to. Now, up here, the model had a flaw in it. If you can see here, there was a huge gap in between the hood and the frame. So I took milliput and I created like a barrier, okay? And you'll understand when I put the hood on here. Let me show you about the hood real quick. If you look at that hood, you can see a dip. Do you see that V-dip in there? It comes down. It comes down, and it's got like a little V right here, and it goes up at a sharp angle. You'll catch it when I flip it over. You might see it. There, you see that? You see that V? I know you just saw it, right? Plus, the hood itself is bowed up. I've used a hair dryer. I have used hot water. I have used just shy of taking a lighter to it to bring this hood back down, to bow this back down. Because when you put the hood onto the car itself, you'll see what I'm talking about here. Now that hood is flush. It's on there. But you can clearly see that it's got a gap, right? I don't think that's right. It shouldn't be there, but nevertheless it is. So I put milliput in there to kind of hide it. If I can't fix the problem, I'm going to hide it. So if you're looking at the car like this and you're going to critique it, okay, fine. It does have a gap. You can clearly see it when you zoom in, but from an eyeball's distance, it's not really so noticeable. You see what I'm saying? So when the car sits here, yeah, it's there, but you really don't notice it. It looks okay. It looks the part, it's not really off scale too bad. It's not really a make or break deal, There you go. Let me snap that a little better. All right. And so the paint job turned out really good. I am happy with it. Except for a couple of scuff marks on back and the orange peel. That's no big deal. I'm going to take care of that. I am not going to bare metal foil the trim. I'm not going to do it. A lot of people say, well, you got to do it. It's on the box art. Well, again, I don't do box art. This is somebody else's artwork. Somebody else had to take the picture or build the model, and this is somebody else's artwork. And if you try it now, I'm not dissing on people who do box art. I am not at all. I'm just saying I do not believe in copying somebody else's work. That's my belief system, and that's how I was raised. I was raised to do your own job, do your own work, create your own creations. Yes, it's nice to be inspired. It's nice to have a visual, but do your own work. Do your own box art. This is a great kit. I'm not saying nothing bad about it, but it's somebody else's work. It's somebody else's art. That's why I don't do box art. Okay? That's just why I don't do it. But anyway, I'm ranting on, which I don't mean to rant, but let me give you a little bit of a flavor of where I'm at here. Let me put this back here. Let me put the body on the chassis, or the chassis on the body, however you want to say it. And then we're going to put the hood on and give you a little shot of where we're at here. There we go. Let's just do kind of a zoom here. Let you see what it's going to look like. That's where we're at. That's what it's going to kind of look like when it's done. It's got the stability bars. You can see that. Now the ass end is going to be up a little bit higher, right about here. And I'll have to get that into place, get that glued in. But you see where I'm going at. And then I'm going to do the back windows here. Let me see what I'm going to show you here. On the back window, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this in black. On the opposite side of where it goes in, I'm going to paint it black. So when I put it in, it's going to be like a tinted window. But before I do that, you want to put your decals on the side you're going to paint. That's right. So you want to put your decals right in here and then put paint over it. The paint will not become between the decal and the paint. It just won't. So when you put this in the windshield and lay it in and glue it in, you're going to have a really perfectly nice looking decal over the black. Does that make sense? All right. I got some STP stickers. I got some, not stickers, I'm sorry, water decals. I got some Chevron decals and a little bit of other stuff I got. I'll probably mount that in there. And what I'm going to do is put them on that side, put the decals on that side, and then paint it once it's all set. Flip it over and put that into the frame. All right, and that's going to have a nice, good finished look. And I'll do an update when that's done. And I was thinking about on the front windshield here. Let me get this in here. It's still on the sprue. I'm thinking about taking this windshield and putting, I have a liquid, it's called Liquid Smoke. And it's made by Tamiya. And I'm going to do just a top, maybe 1/8 of the top windshield. Does that make sense? So the top 1/8 of this windshield is going to be Liquid Smoke. It's not black, it's not tint. You can see through it. I did a spoon test on it. It looks really good. I'm going to do that. So you got to figure like a liquid smoke, and it's going to sit in there, a top liquid smoke, kind of like a tint. It's going to really make the front and the back pop, tie it all together. And that's where I'm at with my model. I still have a ways to go, but not too far away. Of course, I still have the, let me pull this out of the way here. I still have the tub yet to do. I got 3/4 of the way done here. I got some seats I got to put in. I'm going to go with just the one seater. I got some putty tack on there just to tack it in real quick, show you where I'm at. I did do a quick bar. I drilled a hole right there on the top part here, and this is just a piece of styrene from the sprue. Drilled the hole, sanded it smooth, put it through there, ran it down, and there's no hole on the bottom. I just ran it through and stuck it right there. That's all I did was just glue it in place through this bar. So it's got that kind of a safety door. I'm going with a one-seater gutted look with the, I'll probably paint this a 3-tone, so it's going to be bare metal foil, flat aluminum with black trim. Same with the seat. It's going to be black. It's going to be a black seat with, let's see if I got the back part of it here. Yeah, here's the back part of the seat. This is going to be a flat aluminum. So when I put that together, you're going to have a black seat with the flat aluminum. And then again with the, I guess this is the arm cover or the seat cover here. This is going to be black as well. I might even go a black titanium. It's kind of a color I made. It's a black titanium. It's pretty much flat aluminum with like 1 drop of black in it, and the color is really sharp. So I call it black titanium. That's the color I kind of made or created. Then of course, I got the dashboard I got to do. I'm going to detail that. Probably go black with this as well, And then the hodgepodge, a few other parts here. I have the firewall. This is going to go black. Now I get it, right? The car is the car itself is that color. The firewall is going to go black. Well, oh, I just knocked over my camera. My bad. You got to look at the color trash. The colors here, what I'm going to be doing here. This is going to be a black firewall, and it's going to look really good in here. It's going to look really sharp. When that gets painted black, it's going to go in there, and it's going to look really, really good. It's going to give you that contrast between the chrome, the gray, and the black, and a little bit of blue up here. So your eye is going to be fixated. It's all about color. It's all about your colors. Between the gray and the blue pops out. Again, with the gray and the blue pops out. It's all about that quick pop, that quick snap, like with the orange wire, with the orange looms, or the looms, boot plug wires. I mean, if you look at that, the orange pops out against the gray, and the chrome, it all works out, it all pops out, and that's what you want to do with your models. And again, it's all about learning and, stuff like that. You need to learn from other people and how they do it. And if you want to take this advice, you can. If not, you don't have to. But anyway, I thought I'd show you where I'm at with my model and show you what I do. And this is my version of what I think the Fast and Furious model, the hero car, would be like. Anyway, if this got your creative juices flowing, please like and subscribe. If you like what I've done, give me a comment. If you don't like what I've done, give me a comment. Give me some feedback. Let me know. I'm still a novice at this. I'm only 3 years into modeling. I don't have all the answers. I would like some feedback. Show me how to, tell me how to paint where I don't have orange peel. Give me some tips and tricks. I'm all for constructive criticism. Let me know what I did right. Let me know what I did wrong. Okay, guys, this is Big D at Big D Models, and I thank you very much for checking out my channel. All right, see ya.